Thank you for being with us. We're going to give you a briefing on the deputy-involved shooting we had last night, and the information we're going to give you is as complete as it can be until the investigation's over. We still have to talk to the deputies involved, which we anticipate doing that this morning.
Well, howdy, y'all. Unky T here. Just a quick clarifier. When Sheriff Grady says they were shooting last night, that was last night, about 2 years ago or so. So I just found this video here hiding and lurking in the background, so I thought I'd bring her up for you and give you a chance to check out some more of the exciting action out of Polk County, Florida. Now, you know, old Sheriff Grady here, he's a details-oriented kind of guy, and he likes to give you every detail out of every situation, and he does a great job doing that. Now, that unfortunately makes for a real long video and a lot of extra points in there that don't really pertain to the story. So I'd like to see, I'd try to cut it down a little bit, but I cut a lot out at the end because there's more of the same. So anyways, here you go. Hope you enjoy it.
Here's Shannon Baxley. Let me tell you first a little bit about Shannon Baxley. He's been in trouble since 1995. When this event occurred, he was out on bond for other nefarious conduct. He's 40 years old, and he's old enough to know better. Here's what happened. It is about 7:47 last evening, and our traffic deputies are in the area of Daughtry Road and Pierce Road in North Lakeland. The reason they are there is to conduct seat belt enforcement. When a vehicle appears that has dark tinted windows and they can't see into the vehicle to see if, in fact, the occupant is wearing a seat belt. One of our deputies, Costello, approaches our, now we know, Shannon Baxley. And when he does, Shannon rolls the window down about this far. And he says, "I need to see your driver's license." And he wants to argue with the deputy. The deputy tells him to pull over to the side. Apparently, they're in the road area. We'll know exactly the details in a little while this morning. The guy continues to argue with him. The deputy can smell marijuana emanating from the vehicle, so he asks him over and over to exit the vehicle. He refuses to exit the vehicle, but he rolls the window down a little further, hands the deputy his license, rolls the window down a little further, and apparently is trying to see who the deputy is, and the deputy's continuing to ask him, "Step out of the vehicle, step out of the vehicle." And he says, "My lawyer says I don't have to get out of the vehicle." During this time, as it's obviously escalating, the guy's refusing to come out of the vehicle. He won't roll his windows down. He won't comply with the lawful commands of the deputy. Another deputy pulls his car in front. The deputy pulls his car in front, and when he does, then the deputy, Costello, reaches in an effort to unlock the door. The guy backs up and takes off, and that's when the pursuit begins. The pursuit will last a few more minutes. When he leaves the area of Pierce and Daughtry Road on 98 North, it goes south to the interstate, where they enter the interstate eastbound. When they start south on the Parkway, someplace in the area I-4 and 570, the deputy attempts to do a pit maneuver. It's told to us, the preliminary information is that the guy spiked his brakes and drove into the deputy. Obviously, our suspect, Baxley, has assaulted now both of our deputies. He's driving in a violent and uncontrolled method. And in fact, the deputies' vehicles have been struck by this suspect vehicle. Our suspect then turns onto Pace Road and heads toward Berkeley Road. At this time of the evening, Pace Road does not have much traffic, and really it's a good place to try to stop this person whose vehicle is totally out of control. He is driving like an absolute madman. When they get to Berkeley Road, that's when the second pit maneuver is completed by Deputy Sheriff Wolford. Deputy Sheriff Wolford pits the vehicle. They both slide off of the road and into the ditch, which has water in it. The suspect jumps out of the vehicle. The Deputy Wolford jumps out of his vehicle because their vehicles are literally, they're face to face. He immediately sees the guy going for his waist and tells him, show me your hands, or words to that effect. And he fails to do that, and he's turning toward Cristofello, who is now has pulled up and has blocked the vehicle from getting away. And that's when he is shot. We shot 4 times. We struck him 3 times. It appears once in the arm, twice in the abdomen, and one shot hit the vehicle. We immediately provided first aid until Shannon Baxley was taken to a local hospital where he underwent emergency surgery, and that's where he is now. He's expected to recover, the last I heard. But here's the history of Shannon in just the last year. Now, you understand it, you really have to go out of your way to have an interaction with law enforcement. On June the 19th of 2018, we Baker acted him. He was yelling and screaming and driving, racing up and down the road in front of his ex-girlfriend's house, threatening to kill himself. May, before that June event of this year, we were serving a warrant on Markham Road for a fellow who had an outstanding warrant. The guy was resisting us and hiding underneath a bed and wouldn't come out, and ultimately we sent the dog in, where the dog bit the suspect. But it was kind of a twofer for us. The dog took the one suspect in custody, and we found another suspect there as well that had outstanding warrants, and that was Shannon Baxley. He was charged on that particular occasion with some more felonies: possession of meth, possession of marijuana, and possession of heroin. And then if you back up to August 2017, and this might have been what Shannon Baxley was worried about last night, on a traffic stop by the sheriff's office, he was arrested for possession of meth and possession of marijuana, and I understand he did not resist that arrest, unlike last night resisting this arrest. He was out on bond from this May 2018 event when this event occurred last night. So obviously what he knew that the deputies didn't know was, hey, this guy's asking me to step out of the car like they did the last time. I've got drugs on me again. I'm out on bond. I'm going to be arrested. And I'm thinking that he's thinking I'm not going back to jail, so I'll just resist. When you drive a Ford Fusion down the highway and ram deputies' cars, that's a violent felony. When you put the public, the motoring public, in harm's way intentionally, that is a violent act. And this guy was out of control. And if you follow him back to November 2016, he was arrested then for carrying a taser by a convicted felon. But that's the details that we know at this point in the investigation. And that's the information we know at this time. And as we say, when we're early on into an investigation, quite frankly, any of this is subject to modification. But we're comfortable with knowing that Shannon did not significantly injure. Our deputies, they're alive, they're well, and Shannon's recovering from his wounds at the hospital. He's totally out of control, and it has been for a period of time. And it's all related to drugs: meth, marijuana, heroin. We, at that point, had his driver's license. And quite frankly, had he sped off without assaulting us, we'd have just gone and found him later.
Was any weapon recovered at the scene or around?
We found 2 knives in his car, one in the driver's seat and one on the passenger floorboard. We also found where, and this is, we are suspecting, when he was going for his waist and we were telling him, show us your hands, and this happened like that, he threw a baggie of marijuana. So the reality of it is, instead of going for a gun, this goofball was might have been trying to get rid of his marijuana. But
well, there you go, my friends. That's enough of that for the time being. Another one of life's poor unfortunates, run amok of the law. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please feel free to check out some of these other videos up here. If you enjoyed this one, you'll enjoy them, but just as much, if not more. So please subscribe, like, share, click the bell so you get notifications every time I make a new video, because I make them pretty often. Anyways, y'all have a blessed day. You take care of yourself. You take care of each other. And we'll see you real soon. Bye for now.